Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. Today we're gonna revisit one of the Manhattan coffees, the one that pulled a great shot of espresso. But you guys saw on that video that the shot was like a minute and a half long, and a lot of you guys would probably be questioning how good that espresso could have been. I know that a lot of you think that with these really long shots, now keep in mind that was a Slayer type shot, so about 30 seconds of that was pre-infusion time, but still, it's like a minute long and 9 bar, and it was pretty spectacular. Hard to believe, I know, but today we're gonna revisit that, okay? Last time we ground the coffee at around grind size 11. Today we're gonna be at 14 on the niche 0. That should give us, I imagine, somewhere around 30 seconds faster shot, and this time will be closer to what I normally do, which is about a minute long Slayer shots, about 25-second pre-infusion, and somewhere around 25 to maybe as much as 35 seconds at 9 bars. And we'll see what that gives us. So it'll be a much faster shot, and let's see if I can, if I'm gonna like it more. So, and the coffee that I'm talking about is this one here, the Manhattan Anilson Faria. So that coffee, you know, the both Manhattan coffees were very good, very good. And, you know, I'm not sure if I'm becoming like a coffee snob, perhaps, meaning getting like way too picky. But man, we're trying to compare the best of the best against, you know, each other. So if you don't get nitpicky, you're just gonna say it was wonderful, because all of these coffees are great. It's hard to choose. So it's gonna, you know, a lot of it has to do with your own particular taste that you like. Okay, how much do you value acidity? How much do you like the coffee to be, you know, the level of sweetness? You know, different factors like that. Do you want to taste like a lot of fruitiness or floral notes, all that kind of stuff? So, you know, it's gonna be particular to each individual that's doing this kind of thing. So, you ask someone else and they will say, you know, give you a different answer because they have their own particular taste that they enjoy. So, but that being said, I do have to say so far this year that the coffee from Kenya, so the 2 Kenyan coffees, have been my favorites so far this year. So that is pretty clear in my mind. You heard me mention on a previous video that Hinterhof was better than FriedHats, but there was a little caption when I said that. So if you know, if you guys were paying close attention, I'm sure you guys saw the caption where it said, you know, more on that on a later video. So I did, because after recording that, I kept dialing in the coffee from FriedHats, and I made some adjustments, and I was able to get more out of it, to the point that I was like, wow, this coffee is spectacular. It's like, you know, I need to do a head-to-head comparison. And I had one dose, actually I had about 20 grams, I think, left. There's still a few beans in here. Just very little, very little. There's maybe 5 grams left in there. So, but I did at 12 grams of each one of these 2 coffees. I brewed it in my typical kind of brewing method that I like using on the origami, so the 3-pour method. And I did 12 grams in, 180 grams out, so a 1 to 15, and I did 3 pours. At both coffees, you know, I have notes as to how it went down, and I even shot a little bit of, a couple of small clips to show you guys, because I wanted you guys to see, you know, for this revisiting these coffees. I wanted you to see and get my honest opinion as to whether one is better than the other, and you will see. At the end of this video, you will see those clips, and I will read you my notes so that you see my final take as to these 2 coffees. And so far, I gotta say, man, these Kenyan coffees, they have been the best thing this year. So if you haven't had a Kenyan coffee this year so far, order something. Order something lightly roasted from Kenya. You won't be disappointed. At least in my case, it's the best I've had. Now, the 2 Manhattan coffees are both spectacular, but like I said, you're trying to, that's why I said maybe I'm becoming like a coffee snob, because you're comparing like you know, the best versus the best, and then it's just up to, like, depending on your taste preferences, whether you might choose one over the other. It just becomes very hard to pick. All right, but today we're gonna revisit the espresso and hopefully pull like at least 30-second faster shot. So the coffee's already dialed in. That should go pretty well. So at the end, after we finish with our with our espresso, our little brew session here, then I will include those clips and images that I shot the other day. It was just a regular morning. It's not like something I was trying to really capture for you guys and make one of these videos. It was just my regular morning brew session. But since I was doing a head-to-head comparison of so far the most spectacular thing I've had this year, I figure let me get at least a couple of clips so I can talk about it on a future video and give my final thoughts as to both of these coffees. And yeah, I'll share that with you guys here at the end. You know, another thing, I wanna say another thing. My sister made me aware of the fact that I say guys too much. You guys. And she says, you know, you're not being very inclusive to the ladies. I want to apologize. I want to highly apologize, okay? There's not a lot of ladies on the channel, I'm sure. There's probably, I don't know, a few that watch the videos, but you know, my sister's one of them, and I want to apologize to her and to all the other ladies. I can't help it. I'm really trying to do better. It's hard to find the words, and when I'm just talking like without giving it much thought, I just keep saying guys. And she says that I'm not being inclusive to the ladies because then they have to identify as a guy, which they're not. And you know, I'm sorry. I would rather use the word like folks or like family or friends and these kind of words that include, you know, female, male, or whatever, you know, includes everyone. So, you know what, my apologies. I'm trying to do better. It's very difficult. I'm finding it like really hard, but I'm trying to improve. Let's just say I'm trying to improve. Listen, in life, you should always try to do better and improve, work on yourself, and be, you know, sometimes I never verbalize this, okay? I never put the window down and say some kind of nasty thing at another driver out in the street. But in Miami, I have mentioned before that driving, the people here don't know how to drive. I mean, they're bad. There's a lot of bad drivers in Miami, let's just face it. And a lot of times I'm like saying things in my head, okay, that I shouldn't be saying, like mean things and bad things at other drivers for things that they do. I'm trying to better that. I don't like having like that kind of like road rage inside, even if it's internal. I'm trying to be better. Okay, you should always be working on yourself and trying to be a better person. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, again, when I'm reading the notes, okay, there's some knocking going on upstairs. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Somebody's decided to fix their floor right now. Right now as I record this video. But what am I supposed to do? Like go upstairs, knock on their door. Hey, I'm trying to record. Can you guys keep it down? It happens sometimes. Anyway, man, yeah, we're gonna pull some espresso. Okay, now at the end, when I'm showing you guys the little clips I recorded and maybe reading the notes off to you guys, if there is some, you know, no more like clips to put on the screen, I will include a few more pictures from the from the Amsterdam trip. And yeah, so maybe at the end there'll be a few more little images from our Amsterdam. Talking about Amsterdam. So, all right, so you guys know that Manhattan is, well, not in Amsterdam, but it's in the Netherlands, close by. The FriedHats, DAC, all of these great roasters, right in the same area. But there were a lot of others, and I already mentioned it's like a wealth of specialty coffee in Amsterdam. It's crazy, it's awesome. You know, I visited a coffee shop, and you guys have already seen some images that I've put up already. You've seen it, but the name of it is Sango. Okay, so I reached out to them on Instagram, and they don't ship to the US. But they said that maybe soon they will. So hopefully they'll let me know, because I want to get some coffee from them to review here on the channel. So yeah, Sango, awesome experience. I met a lady there and we had a chat, and I have a feeling she's the owner. And she was telling me about some of her Akaya equipment that she has in the shop, and she had some Akaya dosers that I had never noticed before, but I believe they had the same ones at DAC, and yeah, I think they had the same ones, and I had never noticed them before. I didn't even know they made that product, but the doser's like super cool. Like, it has this big dial in the front. I try to go back to Sango, and but they were closed. I try to go on King's Day, and it's a big celebration, and a lot of places are closed. By the way, the name of the shop means coral, and hence in Japanese, it means coral in Japanese, and hence the logo from that you see on the sign. So yeah, wonderful experience, a great coffee. I would love to order from them and maybe review it here on the channel. And yeah, the Akaya equipment in the store was pretty cool. They also have some appliances from Smeg, and I'm a big fan. I love their design and their retro futuristic type look. I love it. So yeah, they had some stuff from Smeg. And yeah, it was a great experience. I tried to go to it again, but like I said, it was King's Day and they were closed. Another place that I would like to eventually order from is Five Ways. Five Ways Coffee Roaster. I don't know if they ship to the US. I'm gonna try to figure that out and see if I can order something from there. And from Good Beans. Good Beans was another great find. Wow, I believe the gentleman that pulled my espresso and made our drinks, I believe he's probably the owner. But we had a nice chat, and then I sat down to enjoy my coffee, and next to me was a gentleman, this great young man. We had a beautiful conversation as we drank coffee, and wow, it was fantastic. What an experience. By the way, I still remember the name because, again, they were laughing because I said, oh, that's the middle name of the founder of Heineken beer. And Heineken beer is from also from Amsterdam. And I told them, yeah, that was the guy's middle name. And they were laughing how I made that connection. But the name is Adrian. So shout out to Adrian. If you're here on the channel, drop in and say hello. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's cut it. Today I have to make a shorter video. The last like 2 or 3 videos have taken me so much effort and so much time that I'm falling behind once again on my video production. Before going to Amsterdam, I was ahead of the game. I mean, so when I got back, I allowed myself some extra time to produce a little bit, longer videos and include a lot of stuff that, it just takes time. It takes time. If I want to include some images or clips onto any video, I have to look for them and find the right spot and put that in. It just takes a lot of time. So today is probably going to be a little bit shorter video, but let's take it over to the other counter and pull some espresso. Now, I'm looking for like a 30-second reduction in time. So maybe like a minute long, or maybe even less than a minute long. But now the interesting thing is, will I see a difference? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? That's what we're trying to find out. I understand that depending, I think what happens is that although my machine says 95, I'm brewing more like at 85 or maybe even less than that. We've done the test here, okay? So, and these light roast coffees are just very hard to over extract. I mean, you will start cutting out some of the acidity and it'll start getting sweeter. And eventually, I guess if you brew it long enough, it will get bitter. I don't know. It just almost never seems to happen. Another thing that I have found is that, for example, with these Manhattan coffees, they're kind of delicate. I like a little bit more peakiness and a little bit more going on, like in the Kenyan coffees. They have just a little bit more. All of them are wonderful, but the Kenyans have a little bit more peakiness, a little bit more highs and lows. I find that to be super cool, and I enjoy it. So for someone else that likes very tea-like usually like the geishas, like very easy to drink and tea-like coffees, then maybe they would like the Manhattan coffees more. So that's what I'm saying. It's very particular to the person. But, oh yeah, let's just take it over to the other counter. Let's pull some espresso.
I didn't see it, I never knew. Turn to the stars for clues. I call the moon. Then in my wildest dreams, there was a wave, growing bigger. Now I call you.
Okay, friends, so here we go. Another brew session. Now, you see, that time I used friends because I was conscious and I was just talking about it. But as soon as I just go back to like regular kind of speech, then I default back to guys. And I apologize. Once again, I apologize. Okay, so, something I forgot to mention on the previous clip, but I think could eventually become kind of important to our little coffee family, is that I think I finally have settled on the whole situation as to how to approach live videos. So ever since the beginning, I have been telling you guys that, I'm trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers so we can go live. Being able to live stream directly on YouTube, my understanding is that you needed the 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure if that's 100% correct. It was my understanding. I never did so much research. I don't know. And I know there's ways around it. But I wanted to just hit a button and, okay, that button that I'm supposed to hit, I still don't know exactly. And again, I haven't really taken time to figure that part out. And I'll tell you the reason why. As soon as I hit the 1,000 subscribers, and I see my machine timed out. Wow, that is buttery smooth, man. I gotta love it. Anyway, as soon as I hit the 1,000 subscribers, I received a message from Google saying that, I was now, what's the word? I was now eligible to become monetized and to get all of my YouTube benefits that you get once you reach 1,000 subscribers. One of them, my understanding is that the ease of being able to live stream directly with YouTube. So, all right, but again, I could be wrong on this. This is my understanding and I've never done so much research. So, so they told me on that email that they sent me that it would take a few weeks. How many is a few? Well, a few could be 3 and it could be 300. A few is not, I know it's not 2 because 2 is a couple and I know it's not 1, but it could be anything else. It could be a few. I mean, a few years could be 100 years to a tree, certain trees that live thousands of years. To the universe, that's just a few days, So it's very undefined. Now, I have not gone as far as maybe following up and sending them some kind of email or message. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. So therefore, I have not really looked into this whole live streaming too much. But now that I have an idea as to what it is how I want to approach the live streaming, okay, with this whole thing, maybe now I will send them a message or look into it because I want to figure this thing out and perhaps try the live streaming. And okay, this is what I'm putting out to you guys, okay? What a big runaround just to tell you this. Okay, so you guys have seen the videos that I finished in the balcony, okay? Where we make the cocktail, we make the coffee, I sit outside and just chat to you guys. And I think that's what I want to do for my live streams. I think what I will do is, you guys know, I want to keep my Sunday stuff the same. The people that have joined the channel here and our little family here is because they enjoyed it. They enjoy why would I want to change the setup? They like it. And I want to keep making these videos, the edited Sunday videos, for that to stay the same. Our brew session here, we chit chat, we talk, we try coffees, the stuff we always been doing. Keep doing that on Sundays. Now on Fridays, perhaps you guys know when I put up a Friday video, it's at 7 p.m. So perhaps what I could do is at 7 p.m., give you a cinematic of the coffee brewing and the cocktail, like I've done in those last couple of videos, right? So that part will just be like a cinematic. I'll post that at 7. So that way you know what's coming and maybe go live at 8, for example. So at 7, you get the edited portion of the brew session for that evening, okay? And that will be Fridays, right? So I'll give you like the coffee I brewed that I'm gonna be having with you guys outside and the cocktail I made, and then we sit out in the balcony, and then I'll go live perhaps at 8. So at 7 you get the edited video, and at 8 we go live and we chit chat, we talk about it. You guys can ask me questions about the cocktail, about the coffee, about whatever, and we just sit there and talk and enjoy a drink. And I think that's what I want to do as far as lives. I think that's, remember when I started setting this whole thing up and the look and the feel that I wanted to go with? Eventually I settled on this and I said, wow, there could be some small modifications, there could be some tinkering here and there, but I think this is what I want to go with, and the look and the feel that I want. And now me saying that, okay, pause a second, I'll be right back. All right, so funny enough, I'm talking about the look and feel, and I'm thinking about my sunrise kind of like effect that I like, the warm lighting, and I hadn't put up the accent lights. So now I'm sure between this clip and the previous clip, you could see a little bit of a difference, right? So you got the little golden glow, and then you see the little specular highlights of the blue light from the other side, and kind of this is what I like. This is what I like going with. And when I settled on this, I thought, you know what? I think that's moving forward, what I want to do. And, trying this whole Friday thing and the idea of, giving you the cinematic of the coffee brewing and the cocktail making and then sitting outside and chatting with you guys, well, I think that's what I would like to do. So perhaps I'll always keep it cinematic as far as the cocktail making and the coffee brewing, and then go live after, and do it on Fridays. I think that's probably best. Being that I'm on the east side of the US, Eastern Standard Time, I'm not sure if there's folks that are on this time zone that could participate. Because going live, the only reason would be so that you guys could participate. The whole idea of live sessions, talking to myself, it does not, I don't know if I want to do that. So if this is something that you guys think you can participate in and would like to participate in, leave me a comment on this video so I can, keep working on this. Maybe by the time that you guys see this video, I'll be ready to start, because we'll be past mid-year by the time you see this video. I think it'll be like maybe June or July or something, or and maybe we can, like, towards the second half of the year, we can start going live. And would you guys like that format? Would that work for you? You think that'll be interesting and we can have a nice conversation over a coffee or a cocktail, or do both like I'm gonna be doing? So I think that's what I want to do with the lives. It'll be pretty awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our espresso. So start the scale. We're gonna dose out our 18 grams. From this wonderful Manhattan coffee. And again, wow, the aroma. I closed the bag and I just got hit with a wonderful fragrance when it's dry. So fragrance first. I got hit with that wonderful fragrance. And yes, part of the joy of nice, clean, washed coffee. Actually, this one, I say that, but this one is anaerobic natural. So, but still, this is very clean. This smells very clean. Oh, wonderful. There's a sweetness to it. I do have to say, there's a little sweetness, a smell associated with this one. Let me make sure that, you guys can see that there well. So, but 18 grams. So again, we're at grind size 14. Let me put this in the grinder and show you guys the roast level of the coffee. Give me a second. Okay, so I was about to put the catch cup here, and I noticed once again I had swapped them out. So I have mentioned this many times on the videos, but they look identical, but they don't weigh the same. So if I weigh the beans in this one, I have to grind into this one, or when I recheck, it's not gonna say 18 grams. It's you know, they weigh different. So all right, but it is the correct one. Let's put the beans in, and here you can see the roast level of this coffee, which is, you know, I would consider this like a medium. Like, I don't, you know, this is not that light, to tell you the truth. Maybe medium, maybe even medium light, maybe perhaps medium light, but it is a little more developed. Okay, and the grind size, you see it there. Let me see. Yeah, you see it there. It's a grind size is 14, and let's get to it. Okay, usually when it finishes, I will start it one more time, because sometimes there's a bean that hasn't gone through. You tap the spout and we weigh it and see if we have our 18 grams. Let's check. Exactly what we put in, exactly what we got out. I'm telling you guys, that Niche Zero does not disappoint. Man, I love that little grinder. Yet people say it's outdated, but I gotta say, I love it. And if you enjoy something, you know, enjoying your equipment is a major factor, okay? The look and feel of it, the workflow with it, the build quality, all of those things matter. It's not just a matter of flavor separation, which I cannot taste. Maybe by the time that this video comes out, I will have a hand grinder on hand that can perhaps put this whole thing about flavor separation to bed. But I've put this out to you guys already several times on the videos. I'm hoping that by now somebody has said if maybe we should go with the Pietro or ZP6 or something else. I don't know. But I'm willing to get another higher end, one of these high clarity hand grinders that can maybe put this whole thing to bed. So another thing is that probably this will be the last video with these little flowers. Next time we'll probably have something else, but I have enjoyed them. You guys know how I love the color orange, and these were very well suited for our little Amsterdam to Tangerine Dreams in Miami video, which which I posted by now. Was it last Friday? Yeah, maybe last Friday or the Friday before. Anyway, let's get back to the pug prep. Okay, make sure that my focus is locked, and on the previous clip, I'm not sure if the focus was locked, but I hope so. If not, it just wanders around, and sometimes it'll focus in the background, and then it focuses back in the front, and all of that moving around of focus is distracting. And when you lock the focus, I remember that being a game changer here on my videos. So, all right, so we got our 18 grams. Put this off to the side. I forgot to get my little bar towels out. I know that, you know, the tamping station thing, man, I pretty much given up. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I was hoping to get one for free. I would accept it and use it, but I don't know if I wanna pay for one. Yeah, if it was the ideal one, exactly what I wanted. You guys know what I wanted from way back in the videos, right? I wanted something made out of wood. I was hoping that Posado would make something like this, the iris, what they call this wood, the iris, and make some little tamping station with this wood, and it would be a matching set with this and my WDT. And I love this. I love the look. Just wonderful to, you know, just to have it here on the counters like a little piece of art. So yeah, I love this. If they would have made a little tamping station with this wood, I would have bought it. But again, you guys, those of you that have been on the channel long enough, you know that I actually interviewed Mr. Posado himself when I visited the Chicago Specialty Coffee Expo a couple years ago. I talked to him and interviewed him, and it's on one of the videos. It is on one of the videos. Oh, here's another thing that I've been meaning to talk about, and I keep forgetting. You know that if you want to look up any one of my videos, you can go to the YouTube search bar and put in my name, put in my first and last name, I'm Neil Capote, and then you can put like Mr. Pesado, for example. And I bet you it finds the video. It's so good at doing that. I didn't know. I needed to give somebody a link to one of the videos, and I tried that, and it worked. And then after that, I tried a few more, and YouTube does a spectacular job. I don't know how they do it, but it finds the video. If you look up, my name, and you put Manhattan Coffee and the name Anilson Faria or whatever, I bet you it finds the video. It's just crazy good at doing that. So yeah, if you guys ever want to see one of my videos, like a mocha pot video or the steadfast video or an origami video or whatever kind of video, you put in my name and whatever it is you want to search for, and more likely than not, YouTube is gonna find it, which is pretty incredible, man. All right, let's get back to the puck prep. And we're gonna use this in a second, so I'll leave it here. We haven't pulled any shots. This is completely dry. Okay, that's perfect. Let me bring you guys in a little bit closer for the WDT and the tamping. Okay, man, the phones do such a great job with, it's incredible. When I lock the focus here, I see everything in the background go like out of focus, like it actually gives you selective focusing, and it's just, phones have come a long way, man. It's pretty incredible. All right, little WDT. Even though that they've come a long way, and I thought that that night mode was gonna help me out in the balcony, it did not. It was pretty bad. Like the camera did a much better job, and I have to figure out the lighting out there so that we don't get that banding issue. And they just have to not turn on the lights that I have outside on the balcony and turn on a different kind of light. I just have to get some kind of lamp or something that can illuminate the space, and it doesn't give me that banding, and it should not be hard to do. I just have to maybe do a little research and look online and figure out how I'm gonna do it, but it's not a big deal. We'll get it done. Okay, I'm gonna do my regular kind of tamping. Again, the whole Italian style of tamping, wow, I have a feeling that it is more likely to channel. When I do that kind of tamp, it always seems to, some of the shots we've seen channeling. And on this YouTube channel here, that usually is not is not a problem. We don't get a lot of out of control shots and like ugly squirting everywhere shots. Just doesn't happen. I don't know if it's the puck prep or the grinder or the slayer shots or what it is. I have a feeling it's more the slayer shots than anything else. Because the fact that it's saturating the puck slowly and the shot is pulling slow and under control, it does not allow for just to squirt out and just you have a big mess. So I think I did a very good job with the temp today. It's very nice and straight. Let's run it. Man, I've been remembering every time, right? Every time. It just has become part of the workflow. Okay, dry it up, lock in, and we're gonna pull a shot. All right, so we should have all the cameras running. And again, today we're gonna go for maybe 25-second pre-infusion and maybe like 35-second at 9 bar. So maybe about a minute long, 55-second to a minute long shot. And we'll see how that goes. Now, pretty soon I wanna start practicing the blooming espressos instead of the slayer shots so many times, because Anton sent me a profile that I really want to try, and it deals with blooming espresso. It's like a double bloom shot, and I want to try that, so I have to start practicing, maybe on the next video. Okay, so we are ready to start pulling our shots. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna level it off at around 2.5 bar. Okay, we're getting some drips. Okay, we're at 25 seconds. Now I'm gonna ramp it up to 9 bar. Nice and slow. That went down picture perfect. Okay, I'm gonna leave the paddle there, and if it goes down by itself, we'll just leave it, but puck integrity is holding up perfectly. You see the needle's not even moving. All right, so just over 45.1, 40 seconds since first drip, 54 seconds overall. So the shot was right in the range, right? Maybe I could have gone another 5 seconds, but it's right there. Exactly what I wanted. We were able to pull it off at grind size 14. That is perfect. Let's see if I like this one better or worse or what. Now, one thing I do tell you is that this coffee, for being now that I noticed, maybe this one is like a medium roast because it's looking really nice. It's a pretty shot, and usually these really light roasted coffees, they don't look that good. So let me stop one of the cameras. Okay, I don't see any signs of channeling on the counter. Everything is nice and clean. All right, let's give this a swirl. Although now that I have my little golden spoons, shout out to Anna. Let's just stir it up like this, it's easier. All right, here you go. Cheers, and let's see. Okay, as far as the aroma, lovely. Just like the fragrance, very nice smelling coffee, very, very sweet and nice. Okay, it has a plus and a minus, just like I've seen time and time again. The plus, more acidity. If you turn this into an Americano, it'd probably be freaking fantastic. So, more acidity. And I can taste the flavors. So like to guess at the tasting notes like this, it would be a lot easier. I can taste the flavors better. The other shot, the 1.5 minute long shot, it was definitely sweeter than this one. It was sweeter, less on the acidity, and for some reason, the flavors get more mixed up. Like it's harder to see the differences and the different tasting notes, if that makes sense. So yeah, this one definitely, but is it better though? But is that, that's the question, is it better? Wow, yeah, this coffee makes great espresso, man. Whoosh, wow, that is fantastic. I wonder if I want to drink it all like this. That's the thing. What if I mix it and make an Americano and I don't like it as much? No, I don't think I want to risk it. This is really, really good. Yeah, what a fantastic flavor. Man, this is a great espresso. This coffee pulls great espresso. Very fruity, juicy, makes your mouth water, that beautiful acidity up front, but nicely balanced with the sweetness. It's a terrific shot of espresso, I do have to say. Man, Manhattan. All right, let's put the bag up here. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so, this is the one that had the dates. Yeah, that's right. The cherry, dates, milk chocolate, juicy mouthfeel. As far as milk chocolate, I don't get any of that right here. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is the one that the acidity is somehow a little bit different. It's just, yeah, man, you just have to try it. The acidity in this coffee is just a little bit different than most. I can't really say it's the tartness from like the berry tartness or the like some kind of sweet citrus. It could be either one of those, but it's just a little bit different. And this is the one that had cherry, that's right. So, and dates, is for the sweetness. It is really nice, sweet coffee. I don't see anything as to fruitiness. Definitely milk chocolate, I don't get any of that here. Now, I don't remember last time what I said about the chocolate, but today, the way I brewed it, no, I don't, I don't agree with that at all. Maybe I would say something about like a nice fruitiness, maybe like a tropical fruitiness. Wow, spectacular. What a shot. Okay, I'm gonna hold true as to what I've been saying about this particular Manhattan coffee, that it pulled great espresso. As filtered, it was not too exciting. It's not like, even I tried it on the AeroPress. Usually that's my go-to to kind of like extract more, get more flavors out. And yes, probably my best result was from the AeroPress, but it's still, if you wanna really enjoy this, make espresso. Make espresso, make Americanos. Man, let's just put a little, I'm too curious. I gotta put a little bit of water into the rest of this. I'm just gonna fill up the cup and see what happens. I hope it doesn't, no, I hope I don't ruin it. But let's see, I gotta find out. Okay, the ratio there for an Americano, it should be about right. It should be like 1 part espresso and 2 parts. So 1/3 of the drink is the espresso, 2/3 the water. I think that's about right. But you guys know how that comes out like crazy hot. So let's let this cool for a few minutes, and I'll come back with you guys in a few minutes. And let me include the clips as to when I brewed the FriedHats, the Kenyan from FriedHats versus the Kenyan from Hinterhof, and my thoughts, and then I'll read you my notes to that after we come back and taste this. And then I'll read you the notes as to what I wrote down, you know. I don't think I said the notes and what I said in the clip, I don't think it's like the same thing from what I remember. So I'll do both. You'll see the clips, and then I'll come back, I'll try this and tell you guys what I think about the Americano, and then we'll wrap up with the notes and maybe a few more pictures from Amsterdam. So, all right, give me a second. All right, let me start by showing you guys the roast level. Both coffees are pretty much the same. They're both, I would call them medium lights. And, you know, if I was pressed, I would say that the one from Hinterhof is just slightly more developed. I ground both coffees on the Duo with the brew burst installed. I ground both coffees at grind size 50. I brewed them on the Origami brewer, water at 97. Using my usual 3-pour method of 30 circle to 30 center for 60 total grams of water for every pour. The coffee from Hinterhof brewed in 2 minutes and 15 seconds for 12 grams in and 180 grams out in a 1:15 ratio. The coffee from FriedHats brewed in 2 minutes and 45 seconds using the identical method and keeping everything the same. Notice that the coffee from FriedHats brewed for an extra 30 seconds, again indicating that it's a slightly lighter roast. After checking my notes, the only thing worth adding is that FriedHats has more of a sweet citrus and sugar note, and Hinterhof is a bit more berry-like with tropical fruit characteristics. A bit peakier with just a tad more highs and lows. FriedHats is a bit more delicate, and Hinterhof has the slightest bit of roastiness way in the background. Both wonderful coffees. All right, so I'm just sitting here enjoying my morning coffee, and I decided to do one of these head-to-head comparisons. I brewed both of these coffees at the same time. You guys saw the little clip there where I brewed the Hinterhof and the coffee from FriedHats that I got at Fuku, and comparing them, man, they're very similar, but I will say the one from Hinterhof has a little bit more punchiness to it. It is a little bit peakier. It has a little bit higher acidity. It's well balanced with the sweetness. It has I wouldn't say the level of sweetness is higher than the other one, the one from FriedHats. But, you know, for some folks, the one from FriedHats, I would say is maybe a little bit more delicate, a little bit maybe easier to drink, a little bit, because it's just a little bit less peaky. Yet the one from FriedHats right now, I mean, if I had to choose here, and I'd be hard pressed to choose one versus the other. They're just very similar, but yet different. You can definitely see the difference in the coffees. It's not like you're gonna confuse them, but the flavor profile is very close, very, very close. It depends if you want the peakiness of the one from Hinterhof, or if you want the little bit more delicate nature of the one from FriedHats. Man, I don't know. I would be really hard pressed here to choose, but 100% honesty right now, well, I would have to give it to the one from FriedHats. Just barely. And you guys know how I really like the peakiness. Well, I don't know, man. It's just right now. Maybe maybe tomorrow I give it to the other one. They're both great, just really great. This is the best coffees I've had this year. Definitely, there's something about these Kenyan coffees. And, you know, part of the reason why I wanted to put them head to head like this and report back to you guys is this is really close. It's really, really hard to pick and choose here. It's just too close. Maybe it would depend on the day, but I don't know. I don't know what else to say. If you haven't had a Kenyan coffee yet this year, well, pick one up. You won't be disappointed. All right, I know I just said that I would give just a very slightest edge to the one from FriedHats. I'm gonna take that back. This is just a straight up, you know, just even. I'm gonna take that back. This is exactly like, this is too close to call. And both coffees are very similar, and I'm gonna take that back there. Wow. You know, if you're not used to like doing this kind of heads up comparison, there's no way you would know what coffee's what here. They just taste too much, very alike, and it's just a straight up draw. Okay, so this is a tie. I'm gonna call it a tie. These two are tied for favorite coffee so far this year. All right, so here we go. Let's try it. Give it a little stir. Man, that is still really, really hot. You know, when you get water from the steam boiler, it comes out like overheated and it's like really crazy, but it's just the easiest way, man, to start the kettle and warm up water, and it's just easier. Just let it cool down for a little bit, you know? But yeah, let's try it. Cheers. Of course, a lot less intense. Now it's somewhat obviously watered down. And for somebody that's getting into the espresso game and you want to start tasting the notes and getting used to the flavors, you know, straight espresso is an acquired taste. You kind of have to like, you know, get into it slowly. This is a perfect way, right? If it's too intense for you, that particular brew, turn it into an Americano. This is lovely. This is lovely. Now, I gotta say, I was enjoying the espresso more. So, but would I say I ruined it? And a little bit. A little bit. This is a great Americano, but the espresso was just next level. Okay, let me give it another taste. All right, this is the final clip of this video. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of that. It's wonderful. This coffee is great. The Manhattan experience has been awesome. I think I'm becoming a little bit of a coffee snob. Sorry about that. These, you know, you're comparing, man, the best coffees in the world. They're all great. It's very difficult to nitpick, but then you start liking certain things that they pop out. Whenever you see them, they're like, ooh, this one's a little bit, and you know, then the snobbiness starts to come out. I know this video will turn out somewhat a little bit shorter than my normal stuff, so Let me know what you guys think about the idea of having our conversations out in the balcony on Friday nights and enjoying a cocktail and some coffee and just chatting. What do you guys think about that as far as the lives? Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for allowing me to spend this time with you. And yeah, remember to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I appreciate you guys so much, my coffee family here on YouTube. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.